drags on. Life brightening up then, is it?
Yes, it was until you walked in and reminded me otherwise.
Oh, well, we're only trying a bit of encouragement. Forget I said it, do.
Might be late out tonight.
Well, you've got the key to the door now, and never one for asking awkward questions, now, were I?
No, come to think of it, you weren't.
Would you like me to ask you where you're going, or would you rather I didn't?
Please yourself.
Where are you going, Mother dear?
Fox and Hounds.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm no wiser, but do go on.
It's a pub. The Walkers recommended it.
Oh, I see. It must be a swinging pub if the Walkers recommended it. Have you got any strippers?
Oh, don't try to be funny, Dennis. I'm not in the mood.
Well, I must say you're making a right start if you're going out to enjoy yourself, aren't you? Why don't you stop at home for a change? And they all turn out a dead loss anyway.
Well, why should they?
I don't know. They always do. I've seen that look on your eyes before.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I have. Mum, why can't you learn to grow old gracefully like other women do?
Old?
Well, middle-aged then, how you like.
So you think I'm growing old, do you?
No, I don't. Well, aren't we all? I mean, look at me. I'm not the same as I was 5 years ago, am I? Why can't you learn to live with it?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you? You haven't got the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Oh, we're only trying to help. I mean, forget I said it.
Right, I will. And in future, keep your mouth shut.
Look, I was trying to help, weren't I?
Look, are you talking to me? If you are, don't bother.
Yeah, sure you put the latch on that door.
Of course I'm sure. Stop worrying.
Well, there's somebody coming in.
Well, let them I'm not found.
It ruins my concentration.
That might not be such a bad thing. What does that do to your concentration?
Oh, get off.
Well, I'm only experimenting. But you're not, are you?
Huh?
Ticklish, I mean. Only there and there. And there.
Get over.
Stay by the door.
Well, you better let her in, or she'll start thinking.
She might too.
What you got the door locked for?
Well, the catch must have slipped.
Oh, I'll believe you. Thousands wouldn't.
I said the catch must have
Yeah,
slipped.
I heard you, Chuck. Are you stopping for your tea, David?
No, I've had it, thanks.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I thought we might have had a little chat about the wedding, like.
Yeah, well, some other time, eh?
All right, but don't forget now.
See you, love.
I got a nice bit of pork pie and all. Still, Stan will soon polish that off. Got him to cut it in just like
Yes,
that. 2 eggs.
yak.
What's up now?
What's up now? She says, what's up now? You, that's what's up.
But what have I done?
Why can't you leave him alone for 2 minutes? Why do you have to go on and on at him?
I only asked if he was stopping for his tea.
And a nice little chat about the wedding, you clouthead.
Well, what's wrong with that?
What? I'll tell you what's wrong with it, ma'am. If you don't shut up about that rotten wedding, there isn't going to be a rotten wedding. And the way you went on about the door catch business and all, I believe you thousands wouldn't. Couldn't you see you was embarrassing him? Haven't you got no shame?
I'm sorry if I put my foot...
Stanley, would you mind scratching my back, please? Just between the shoulder blades. It's itching like mad.
Scratch your own flipping back. Blind O'Reilly.
Well, I bust my straight braces when I come in, you see, and I can't let go. I mean, I don't want to take any chances now, do I?
Are you playing put down?
I hadn't thought of that. Oh, got number 7 down yet, Jerry lad?
Ah, just about.
Must be very dangerous work.
Oh, well, you got to watch it, you know. Can I have half, please?
Oh, fuck, lad.
Mrs. Sharples will think we've been blitzed when she comes back.
She's not the only one who'll have a few tales to tell.
No, that's true.
Mrs. Walker, would it be all right if I finish off them shells in Lucille's room tonight?
Well, as a matter of fact, love, she's out, and I'd rather you spoke to her. We don't want her to think that we're going over her head, do we, love?
Oh, Mrs. Walker's right, if you wouldn't mind, lad.
All right, well, I'll call back a bit later on.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, she's here now.
Oh, hello.
Lucille, I was just saying about them shells. Oh, flipping out, do you see that?
Oh, I did, lad.
Well, she can do without her blooming shells if that's how she feels.
Take no notice. I'm sure she didn't mean it. Hang on a minute, lad.
Well, what was all that about, as if I couldn't guess?
She's not got that job.
Apparently not, but really.
I had it on my mind all day that she mightn't.
It's no excuse for that sort of behaviour, Jay. She ignored me.
Oh, well, she's a bit upset, love.
Well, I think I'll go and have a word with that young woman.
Hey, steady on, let me.
You, why you?
Well, for one thing, you're not exactly in the right mood, are you?
Not in the right mood? Well, really?
Mrs. Walker, Mr. Walker asked me to hang on, but I haven't got all night, you know.
Of course you haven't, love, and I should like to apologise. That was absolutely disgraceful. Now, may I get you another drink while you're waiting?
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
How I expected to react normally to that sort of thing, I just don't know. She ignored me, you know. She completely ignored me.
Did I come in, love?
Yeah.
Now then, what's all this about, eh?
I didn't get it.
Not the job? Well, did you expect to?
Oh, of course I did.
Well, I must say I should have been very surprised if you had.
Thanks very much for note.
By gum, I've known fellas before the war going out after jobs day after day for weeks and months and not getting them. Aye, and with wives and babies to feed and all. There's no reason for behaving like that just because you don't get the first job you go after. You've upset Mrs. Walker, did you know that?
Well, how would you feel?
That's naught to do with upsetting folk what wish you well.
Well, you might have told me you didn't think I'd get the job before I went.
How would you have felt if I had? You'd have gone into that office feeling that the battle was lost before it had ever started.
I was the good of the others that went for it. There was 2 girls there with the same GCs as me, and one of them got it.
Oh, and you and the other one didn't, eh?
As good as her what got it, weren't I?
Hey, I don't know, love. Were you?
Yeah, I was. And I know why I didn't, too.
Oh, you do, eh?
Yeah, they found out about me running away from that orphanage before my dad got married.
Who says that? You or them?
Well, I do, but it's true. They've got it all written down there. I bet I never stood a chance of getting it.
I can think of another reason.
What?
Gerin.
Eh?
Gerin, only it's spelt G-E-T-T-I-N-G, getting.
I know it is.
Well, if you know it is, why don't you say it like that?
Well, it's me accent, isn't it? I was born with it, same as you come to that.
Never mind me. I'm too old for it to matter. You're a young lass with your life in front of you.
It wouldn't make no difference as how it did the job, would it? Wouldn't make no difference.
Any different. And if them as gives it to you thinks it makes a difference, well, the one that pays the piper calls the tune, you know.
They're just a lot of snobs.
Oh, happens some of them are, lass. And happens some of them are snobs for customers, too. And I dare say there'd be 1 or 2 of them that couldn't understand what you were talking about after a while.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that.
All the same, I bet the lass that got it spoke better than you did. Eh? Am I right?
Oh, it's not fair.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this life that isn't fair, lass, and you'll soon find out. Hey, if I were you, I'd play along. And if you want to get a bit bolshy, well, why not save it for something worthwhile, eh? As far as I'm concerned, I don't care how anybody talks, as long as I can understand them. But then, everybody's not like me, are they?
Hey, Charlie. Have you ever thought about what you're going to do with the extra time when you get the 20-hour week?
Eh?
Oh, it'll come, lad, I'll tell you, it'll come.
Oh, not in our lifetime, it won't, Stan. That's too much to hope for.
Well, things happen fast these days, I'll tell you. What are you going to do with the extra 20 hours?
I don't know. Might take another job, earn a bit more brass, but...
Let's face it, lad, you won't do that. You know you won't. Be honest about it.
I was going to say that if you'd only given me a chance. If there's one thing I am, I'm honest with myself.
What would you do then?
Well, I'd most likely do a bit more kipping. I don't seem to do as much kipping as I'd like to. A good couple of hours in the afternoon, it'd do me fine, that.
Oh, a pleasant thought, then, isn't it?
Yeah. I was reading in some paper the other week for this fella, what's his name? He said it's time we were thinking about it, you know.
Aye, he's right, too. We ought to think about it now. Before it's on us.
Well, what's she got to say for herself?
Well, she were a bit disappointed, and she says she's very sorry if she's upset anybody. Go on up, lad.
Right, Mr. Walker.
Upset? I'm certainly not upset. It takes a great deal more than that to upset me. I hope you didn't tell her I was upset.
Well, she thought happen you were like.
And with very good reason. Mind you, I'd every right to be.
Now, all she needs is a little bit of help from you.
Help from me?
It seems that she's lost this job through the way she talks.
That doesn't surprise me in the very least.
Oh, and she was wondering if you might give her a bit of hand like we are speaking.
Oh, well. Wouldn't be easy, you know. Wouldn't be easy at all, Jack.
She realises all that, love. She was only saying to me just now, oh, if I could only speak like Mrs. Walker, that's what she said.
Did she really, Jack? Oh, well, it would be hard, you know.
Oh, blooming nigh impossible, I should think.
Oh, Jack, love, no, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible.
Could I have a milk stout, please, Mrs. Walker?
Yes, of course, Emma will serve you.
Emma? Emma, love.
Emma, will you see to your mother, please?
Can I have a milk stout jug? Yeah, I'll give you the exact same change.
Anything wrong?
I'm just sick of her over there, and that fat pig and all that, honestly. She's got no on her mind but weddings. Whatever you talk about, she turns it to weddings.
Don't let us row about it.
No, it's all right for you, isn't it? You don't have to put up with it. You don't live with them and have to listen to it day after day, do you? Ooh, honest, I've had enough talk about weddings to last me a lifetime.
Well, I'm off. I said I'm off.
What do you want me to do? Fire a 20-gun salute?
Why don't you try answering me when I speak to you?
But I don't know what I'm talking about, do I? So I might as well keep my mouth shut.
Oh,
mightn't
for
I?
heaven's sake, Dennis, stop sulking.
Sulking? Who's sulking?
Well, you might at least try sending me off with a smile.
Will that do? Will you never grow up?
Well, how are you getting along with the new landlords, Nancy Malave?
Oh, they're all right. She's hardly been in since they came. Still, they don't bother me. Why should they? I do a good trade here. There's a good few houses in this area that have offered me jobs.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a minute. I mean, a lady with your capabilities, eh?
Say it again, please.
You're not very sociable tonight.
I've got a lot of urgent work on.
Never bring the office into the pub, old man. Don't ever do it.
It's a question of necessity, I'm afraid. Thanks very much. Have on yourself.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Maxwell.
Hey, watch him. He's got that look in his eye.
They're not all like you, Mr. Nigel. Good evening.
Gin and tonic, please. You're very busy in here this evening, aren't you?
Oh, it's quiet tonight from the usual. You should see us weekends.
The landlord and the landlady from my local popped in this week. They were very impressed.
Elderly couple, nice old chap.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes. I always remember a compliment from the trade.
It's taking you long enough.
Oh, it's a cheeky. You want a proper job doing, don't you?
Of course I do.
Well, then shut up.
It's shut up, not shut up.
Oh, well, whatever it is, you do it and let me get on.
Oh, and you quick-tempered. Yeah, well, they are, these Irish, aren't they?
Hey, I'm not Irish. You know very well I'm not Irish.
Oh, is she talking about you? I beg your pardon.
Look, I'd just like to get on with your job, that's all. If you've got any complaints, you can make them after.
Anyone like some crisps?
Oh, well, I won't mind.
How about you? Yeah, thanks. Hey, listen, if she asks where I am, tell her. But if she doesn't, don't. You see, there's nobody in downstairs. It's dead boring.
What about David?
Well, I've left him with the men for a bit on purpose. They like to be on their own now and again, you know. If you don't, you'll soon learn. Besides, I want to watch Jerry working, you see, because he fascinates me.
Who, in?
Yeah.
Hey, stop talking daft, will you?
Oh, have I embarrassed you? Oh, I've gone and embarrassed him now. I can tell by his face.
I'll go and get 3 packets.
You're not leaving me on my own with him, are you?
Well, they won't fly up, will they?
I hope David doesn't find out because he's very jealous, you know, and I don't like to cause no fighting. I mean, I don't like violence, do you?
Do you know, you can talk more daft rubbish than anybody I know.
No, well, you listen, Jerry, I know that I don't mean half that to say, but I do it to cover up, you know. You see, I'm very, very sensitive. I bet you didn't know that, did you, that I was sensitive, eh? Mind you, I bet you're sensitive, really, aren't you? Eh? There's more to you than meets the eye, ain't there? You're the tricky kind, really. No, but listen, Jerry, I mean, being serious for a minute, don't you think that I'm, you know, attractive, like?
Don't you ever shut up. Having a night out?
Not particularly.
There's a better place than this down the road, you know. I might be going down there shortly.
You do that. It's a free country.
Well, it's not quite your cup of tea, come to think of it, is it?
You don't say. It's all right, thank you. I'll manage.
I'm sorry about that. He's quite a decent sort normally.
Really?
Really?
I'll have to take your word for it, won't I?
Look, I don't make a habit of this, and I'm sure you don't either, but never get you another drink.
No, thanks. I wasn't going to bother.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking. I don't want you to get the wrong ideas.
About you or him?
Well, let's say about us both. All right?
I suppose so.
Gin and tonic, yes?
Then he says to me, I'm sorry, miss, but the vacancy's been filled, he says.
I got first job I ever went after.
Well, you would, wouldn't you, clever Clive?
No clever about it. I was only once put in.
I suppose something will turn up. Any road, if it doesn't, I can always get married, if anyone will have me.
Oh, don't mention that word. If there's one word that drives me round the bend ever since I got engaged, it's married.
Oh, that's a funny way of looking at it.
Well, it's the way I look at it, Jerry, and I'm not kidding neither. I mean, so you're going to get married. Why does everybody have to go on and on about it? And you want to see the faces when they give in their advice? Who wants their advice? A nice kettle of fish they've made of it, most of
Oh, I don't know about that, Irma.
Look, these old uns, what do they know about it, eh?
Well, all do the same age as you once, weren't they?
I know, but things was different then, weren't they? And they didn't even have aeroplanes in them days.
Yeah, of course they had aeroplanes.
Did they, honest? Just shows what I know about it, doesn't it? Anyway, you know what I mean, don't you?
Well, just depends on who's giving advice as far as I can see.
Oh, Mr. Walker's all right.
Bet you get plenty of advice from her, though, don't you? She tried it with me, you know, at first, till she could see that I wasn't coming, like.
Never what? There's an old saying, you know. You can take an horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
You cheeky pig. Ooh, the voice that breathed o'er Eden.
We're very quiet tonight. None of your girlfriends around?
Nothing I fancy in here, my darling.
Thanks very much.
Oh, present company accepted, of course. So Maxwell seems to be doing all right, though. I bet his doctor wouldn't be very pleased if he saw him knocking back that lot. I can't stand dark horses.
Mr. Maxwell? Come up, he's not the type.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's just being nice.
Is he? Oh, well, leave him to it then, shall we?
Oh, you're just jealous.
Jealous of that? Oh.
Check us out in a minute. Now, Nigel. Oh, dear, I seem to have offended somebody.
That's no loss in my opinion.
Oh, he's quite a decent chap, really.
I don't want to know about him. You haven't told me about you yet.
Me, there's nothing to tell. All very dull and very boring, I'm afraid.
Oh, come off it. I've never heard that line before.
No, it's true. I'm serious. I've even got a dull job.
All right, then, what is it?
Accountant. Make something exciting out of that. Not even the right kind of figures. Not even the right kind of jokes.
Oh, it can't be as bad as all that. What did you do today, for instance?
Well, for one fantastic moment, I thought I'd clear out for a couple of days and go just anywhere.
Well, what's dull about that?
Well, I didn't do it. I had to go and see some client. He said, "Oh, Maxwell, how much money did we lose last month?" He's making a small fortune. Big joke, you see. No, don't. Anyway, there it is, all wildly exciting. Bags of wit and humour flying around all over the place.
Well, it's a living.
Oh, it's a living. Even if they do say accountants never go to heaven. Can I get you another drink?
No, thanks. It's getting near closing anyway. I have enjoyed myself.
Yes, so have I. Can I run you anywhere?
Well, if it won't be inconvenient.
No, of course not.
I thought you said you lived south of town.
Well, southerly. Just a question of doing a sort of semicircle.
I wouldn't know. I don't know how to about maps. Then I don't have to. I never go anywhere.
And I thought I'd cheered you up.
Oh, it's just a question of not trying hard enough to get away from it all. And believe me, it wants some getting away from.
Oh, I don't know. There are circumstances. You say you've got a boy at home.
That boy was 23 last birthday.
I don't believe it.
No, I don't want you to. I don't either.
You know, you're a very frank sort of woman, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I try like mad to impress people. You just dragged it all out of me.
Well, I'm glad I did. It's made my evening.
Do you know what time I get up in the morning? 4 o'clock.
Oh, Stan, lad, don't talk about it. Don't even think about it.
I've got to think about it. It's my job, isn't it?
It's a puzzle to me why you're here. I'd have had my head down a couple of hours back if I'd been you.
Ah, well, I'm weak-minded, Jack. That's what it says. I'm weak-minded. The only way you'll get me out of here before closing time is to chuck me out.
Hey, nay, I couldn't do that. Not if you weren't being offensive.
Aye, come, you'd have a job on if he was, though, eh?
Aye. I've chucked out bigger fellas than him, you know.
Eh?
Only I've usually had to pick them up off the floor first.
Jack.
Oh, well, that solved your problem. Time, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Oh, get on, well, Jack. We've got 10 minutes yet, mate.
The end of a perfect day.
Excuse me.
Hey, I'll wait for you.
All right.
Hey, when's the wedding? Well, I only asked.
We're not talking about weddings at the moment.
Oh, see, it's like that, is it? 1 minute you're on top of the world, and the next minute you feel like jumping in court.
Yeah, I can say that again.
Mind you, I'm very philosophical about life myself, you know.
Oh,
Yes, I take the rough with the smooth. One man's meat's another man's poison, and every cloud has got its silver lining.
And too many cooks spoil the broth.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Do hope your mother's enjoyed her little trip to the Fox and Hounds, Dennis. After all, we did recommend it to her.
Oh, yes, that's right up her street.
I do hope so.
Oh, I'll hear all about it when I get back, I suppose, and they wonder why some fellas stay out all night.
You never made that phone call.
I often get home late. I don't get the wrong idea. It's just that I don't seem to do anything very much but work these days.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you work? Yes, of course, you told me. I wish my wife did. You know, she seems to get so depressed hanging around the house all day. She never used to mind, but nowadays, with the kids growing up, well, she needs an interest.
I don't do it just for interest.
No, of course not. You know, it's a pity that some women in my, well...
Class?
No, I didn't mean that.
Oh, yes, you did. You know you did. Look, I've been honest with you. I haven't tried to kid you where I come from. Not much, anyway. And there wouldn't be much point. Must stick out a mile.
You're a very attractive woman.
And you're a very sweet fella. Look, you've got a nice car, and probably a nice house, and a housewife, and nice kids. What's your problem?
I don't know, really. One thing, I just seem not able to grow old gracefully. Or does that just apply to women?
It applies.
I'm 50. I suppose at 40, some chaps are still looking around. Still getting the urge anyway. But at 50... You know, talking to you back there, I started to go off at a tangent. I started to think of another kind of life I nearly had years ago. I started to kid myself it wasn't too late. At 50. It's ridiculous.
Well, we can all dream, can't we?
I'm getting a bit too old and tired for dreaming.
You're lucky. I haven't even started to tire yet. I still keep kidding myself.
That's the point, so do I.
You stay as you are, Bob. You've got everything.
Have I? I only wish I could see it through your eyes, so I could think that way too. But we never can we?
Perhaps it's just as well under the circumstances.
Why?
Well, I haven't got everything. In fact, No, you won't understand. You know, sometimes when I'm talking to our Dennis, joking like, I say, you know, you're all I've got in the world. And you know something? It's not so damn far from the truth. Oh, come on, Stan, stop fiddling about and let's get off to bed.
Hey, this alarm's gone again. You've been mucking about with it?
No, I haven't been mucking about with it. When I muck about with it, it goes. Give it here. Oh, look, I keep telling you not to pull this knob right out. There, that's all right.
I'll get myself some bread and drippy.
Oh, no, you won't.
I'll get it myself. I'm not asking you, Garrett.
It's got nothing to do with it. I'm not having you rumbling all night. I'll get no sleep.
You're misery, aren't you? I saw in the rover tonight. They're standing like 2 pence a wet tripe.
I've had a bit of headache.
I'm not blind, you know. What's up between you and our Irma?
What do you mean, what's up between me and our Irma? There's nought up between me and our Irma.
Oh, yes, there is.
Oh, no, there isn't. Anyhow, do you mind your own business?
It is my business. It disturbs the peace of the household.
Oh, listen to the master of the house, fat, like you care about the peace of the
I
household.
do care about peace. I quite know what she done.
Mind your own business, fatty!
I'm not going too fast for you, am I?
No. I like fast driving, especially at night. Oh, cozy in here, with all that dark outside.